Welcome to Mindflow Radio.
Mindflow Radio. We're your hosts, Jai Lynn and Lamont McPheron.
We are all in this
together.
Free your mind.
Free your mind, free your mind, free your mind.
Free your mind.
Free your mind, free your mind, free your mind. Free your mind. Free.
Now
be here now be here.
Here we are.
Now be here now. We are all in this together. We are all in this together. We are all in this together. Faith, trust, love, faith, trust, love, forgive, let go, release, forgive, let go, release, forgive, let go, release. I am so grateful for everyone. I am grateful for everything. I am grateful for the challenges. I am grateful for the obstacles. I am grateful for the joy and friendship, community, laughter, tears, sadness. I am grateful for the pain. I am grateful for the lessons. I am grateful to be alive, to be here now. I am grateful for everything I've been through, for everything that you've been through. I am grateful that we are here together.
Free your mind.
Free your mind.
Free your mind.
Free your mind. Free your mind. Free your mind. Free your mind. Free your mind.
Circles circles inside of circles inside of circles inside of circles
inside
circles inside of 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 circles.
Welcome, everyone.
Mindflow Radio.
Mindflow Radio.
Here we
We're
are.
glad you're here with us.
Mm-hmm.
We are attempting to be the calm in the storm.
Are we? Is that the deal?
The umbrella.
I don't know.
Rain.
Maybe the umbrella. Maybe we were attempting to be the progress in the midst of de-evolution or something.
You think it's a de-evolution?
Well, I mean, our culture has a potential to de-evolve, I would say, at this point.
Yeah, I feel like
maybe not.
I feel like it's evolve or don't at this point.
Well, we'll see.
Which I guess
I don't know.
What
I mean, we've
de-evolved
de-evolved quite a bit by just like so many of us have learned to just like disrespect each other.
Yeah,
we've de-evolved substantially that way. I would say over the last 5 years or so. 10 years.
Yeah, I guess things have to expose themselves to get better.
Okay.
Would be, like we have to expose the problem. It's the same thing. Like if I'm an addict, I've got to first realize I'm an addict.
Yeah. Okay. So what are you addicted to?
I'm addicted to thinking. I'm addicted to Facebook.
Oh, yeah, that's a tough one.
I'm addicted to thinking. There's just like, what's gonna happen? 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 What's gonna happen?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So a lot of what else? I'm addicted to caffeine.
She's Jai Lynn, by the way.
And he is Monte.
And she's addicted to caffeine and Facebook and thinking a lot.
How about you? What are you addicted to?
Me, I'm addicted to green tea, coffee sometimes, Facebook a lot of the time. But I push back on all these addictions. I'm just saying.
Me too.
I just don't cave in, and I don't know, I'm addicted to thinking too much too, probably rumination at times, addicted to, that's interesting. I'm addicted to believing that the world is going to be a better place. Or maybe that's not an addiction. I don't know. I believe it though.
If that's addiction, that's a good one.
I do see the good mostly.
Yeah.
Yeah, I see a lot of suffering out there and a lot of like disrespect. But I see through it, and I see a lot of love as well in people's eyes,
Well, I really do feel that everybody, what we all have in common is that we want a good life. We want joy. We want love. We want to feel a part of something greater than us.
Yeah, we want to be respected, I would say. All of us, and we want our kids to be respected. I mean, I've been thinking more and more that that's the key is we need to learn how to respect each other more effectively. Because it seems like it's very PC, very politically correct to disrespect each other these days. Like the right disrespects the left, and the left just completely disrespects the right. I think that, and it's just this.
And I do think that that's the extreme people, because I think there's probably some people on the right and left that really already know that the other side is just more humans.
Yeah,
I mean,
right.
I don't
More
know.
confused humans like ourselves.
Yeah.
Basically. That's a thing.
I don't
It's
know
like,
what the percentage is. Maybe it's only 10% in the middle, but
well, I don't know. I mean, maybe that's a good question. It's like, it's almost like what percentage really is hooked into the news and hooked into, I don't know. It seems like a lot of people are hooked into Facebook. That's for sure.
yeah,
And that's a
true.
pretty disrespectful
And your feed is
place.
is a reflection of what you get involved with.
Yeah.
Because if you comment on things or like things, you get more of that.
Yeah, right. Exactly.
So even if your comments are, how could you believe that? Then you get more of that.
Yeah.
So then you're confronted with more of what you are having a hard time believing. So yeah, I think it's really important to manage your feed to reflect what you want to see in the world.
It's just well, that's true.
I mean, that's what I've done.
I mean, in Buddha says, support the good, kind of ignore the evil, and just take that. You can really take that to town on Facebook if you want.
You could.
I mean, just really just supporting the good. And
yeah.
Not some kind of fake foo-foo good either.
Yeah.
But the real live good that's out there.
I suggest getting involved in groups that support the good, because then you're surrounded by other people who also want to support the good.
Yeah, right.
And if you just post on your personal page, you very likely could get attacked.
Oh, yeah, of
by
course.
seemingly friends, quote unquote, who just are so stressed out they can't handle a positive statement.
Right. And who are just being trained to be disrespectful, essentially.
Right.
I mean, it's sort of like the vibe out there is like, if you're not disrespectful, you're not doing your part. It's like, whoa, wait a minute. I mean, just imagine what the world would be like if most of us respected most of us. The world would be a much, much better place.
Yeah.
I mean, it really does come down to respect, I think,
There's respect and there's faith, because I'm somebody who has been diving into astrology since my youngest was 2 or 3. So 17 years now I've been following and learning astrology. And and then again, there's so many astrologers. So again, it's picking an astrologer who supports the good.
Yeah.
But if you find some astrology, then it's very likely that you start to understand that everything we're going through is just kind of a remodel. We're going through a remodel, and it really doesn't have anything to do with us. It is just a part of our evolution, literally. And the stars are the ones in control. So we're presented with certain energies, and how we respond to those energies is really just a reflection of our personal evolution, but our humanity is going through an evolution. And our country, United States of America, is going through an evolution seemingly for the next 4 years. So it'd be really good idea to anchor into the solutions.
Well, yeah.
There's more chance of sanity if you anchor into the solutions.
Well, and another way of looking at it is just like the universe saw this coming. Mm-hmm. And it's just part of, like you said, part of our evolution. Mm-hmm. I mean, because the status quo is just like not working anymore, and so the people who are way into status quo are like hanging on by their fingertips, training us to disrespect each other, essentially, because they think that, the more we're fighting amongst ourselves, the less things are going to change, yada, yada, yada. But if we're destined to evolve, we're destined to evolve.
Yep.
So
it doesn't matter that those people are hanging on by their fingertips.
No,
they're going to get scooped off by the universe eventually. Supposedly in the next 4 years. So then it's not even about presidency at that point. It's really literally about how the stars are working in the sky and what's happening and how this was going to happen, told in the stars since the beginning. So it's like, it doesn't matter any of it. Nothing matters except for how you respond in your own life.
Okay.
Because in that, you are taking control of yourself.
Yeah.
You're making choices.
Well, you're respecting yourself.
Yeah, exactly.
I mean, that's a big deal. I'm talking about respect. I mean, it all starts with the self.
Yep.
So if I'm totally going to disrespect myself
Yep.
by eating the wrong food and drinking the wrong drink
or by stuffing my head with poisonous thoughts.
Mental diet is a real thing. Yeah,
thoughts.
for sure.
Hate is poison.
Hate is a poison.
And I know we've all felt it because there is absolutely no one who has escaped being hateful and not felt like crap for it. and if they
you get energy from it too, though. You get juice from it. You know, it's like, I'm so mad. Yeah.
It's so short-lived.
It is, but people are so desperate to feel powerful.
I'd say it's like eating high fructose corn syrup, and
it's like a short-term.
Yeah, it's short-term boost, and then afterwards you feel like crap.
You're right. It's true that
straight up crap.
Bam. That's that.
That's that.
It's that. Ahimsa. So what is Ahimsa?
Oh, yeah. So Ahimsa is one of the branches, or it's one of the yamas of, no, I think it's niyamas. Okay. So there's niyamas and yamas.
It's a teaching.
It's basically the 10 commandments of yoga.
Okay.
There's 5 yamas and there's 5 niyamas.
Okay.
And one of the most potent ones, and the first one, is Ahimsa.
So it's one of the 10.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's a niyama because the niyamas, I almost feel like I need to go get my notes. I'm studying this for my own good and for my students, clients, and for a course I'm teaching. So I should know this.
So what is
without
Ahimsa?
my notes,
what is Ahimsa?
I'm pretty out of it. Anyway,
you got this.
Ahimsa is non-harming. So
non-harming. Okay.
any Sanskrit word with an A in it it means non or un. It's the opposite of. So I'm guessing that himsa means harming.
Okay.
And ahimsa means non-harming.
So we learn to not harm ourselves.
Yeah, it's basically
not
compassion.
Harm each other. Yeah.
The opposite of harming.
Yeah.
Is, well, literally non-harming, but what is that in our world? It's compassion.
Well, it stems from compassion.
It's respect.
It stems from respect. If I respect somebody and am compassionate towards them, I'm not going to try and hit them.
Right.
In other
words.
Or
hurt them or say bad
or just
things.
say bad things behind their back or those idiots, I can't believe, whatever.
Mm-hmm.
It's that stuff is so just regular nowadays. It's boring. Like that word I just said is so boring.
Regular?
Idiot.
Oh.
It's so boring because it's so overused. It's like everybody's calling everybody an idiot. It's like, come on, man.
Well, I think that it also has a little bit to do with how easy or how we don't even recognize how we treat ourselves. And like I was saying earlier about, choosing your Facebook feed or choosing what groups that you mingle with, it's harmful for yourself to put yourself in hateful situations over and over again, thinking that it's making a difference.
Yeah, right.
So,
well, it's harmful and it's delusional. How's that one?
Yeah, so
because you're working for the dark side if you're promoting hatred and disrespect.
I mean, hate is hate. If you're hating on somebody,
it's an energy. It's a quality of thought.
You're hooked into the same thing that they are.
Yeah.
So it's the same level. I mean, if you think about the energy grid that you were talking about last week, anyone who's hateful is on the same energy grid.
It's
Even
true.
if they're on opposite ends and they're fighting each other
there's
or
still,
tug of war or whatever it is, it's the same energy. It's the same level on the energy grid.
Yeah.
So if someone is interested in being hateful, then they're just joining the same posse that they're actually against.
Yeah, they're
So
joining them. You're right.
To not join them,
They're giving them energy.
Exactly. To not join them is to basically starve them by not giving them any energy, not being a part of it, and basically putting yourself first and saying, you know what, this makes me feel bad inside.
Yeah.
This makes me depressed. This makes me anxious. I'm going to love myself.
Yep.
And I'm not going to have anything to do with it.
At least be moderate with your Facebook stuff, I would say.
Sure, but we were talking about Ahimsa.
Yeah. But I mean, we're talking about like hate on Facebook and how that's not Ahimsa.
Right.
It's like that's like the opposite of being.
Right. So if you're not going to harm yourself, I don't think that it's moderately harm yourself. I think it's not harm yourself.
I see what you're saying.
Yeah, I'm saying we're talking about Ahimsa.
At all.
It's not about moderation.
Don't harm others moderately, but just try and avoid it.
Yeah. And if you do harm yourself or others, forgive.
And if you've been harmed, forgive.
Yep.
Okay. So we got to, number one, work on forgiving ourselves, and then let's forgive others. And then we're free from that guilt, from that. If I hold myself in a place of non-forgiveness for some mistake I made, I am anchored to that mistake in the past.
Mm-hmm.
I'm anchored to it. I'm not free. So through forgiveness, forgiveness would be part of Ahimsa then.
Yeah.
Because it's not
for sure.
It's like freeing myself or freeing others. I mean, it's really, I forgive others for myself. I forgive myself for myself.
And Ahimsa is also allowing people to be who they are and understanding that we're all at different stages of awakening and different stages of evolution.
Yeah,
it's not that they're bad.
No.
It's not that they're good. It's just that we're all humans in this very, very key moment in our universe of evolution and evolving our species, evolving our spirit, or evolving to a new level to engage with our spirits.
Yeah.
Which means that we're all going to make it there, but we're making it there at different times.
Yeah.
So Ahimsa is, okay, we're all going to make it.
We all become
and that
enlightened.
person is really agitated and being loud and angry, and that's their right.
Yeah.
That doesn't mean I'm going to join it. It doesn't mean I'm going to fight against it. It means that I'm going to stand in steadiness and allow them to be. Send them a little love, tenderness, understanding, compassion, something in those lines, and put more juice into the solution, because the solution, the light, the good, or I don't know if good's the right word, but the positive is, if you think positive and negative like a magnet, the positive side of a magnet is charged by spirit. So it's actually stronger. And the more positive energy you create, the more you're connecting with spirit, the more spirit's connecting with you, the more it's like exponential growth.
Right. And that's why I've heard that like one person who's actually fairly connected with universal intelligence, a higher power, is like more powerful than a million people who are just confused and disconnected.
Yeah.
And disconnected with through their own.
For me, that's like reason enough to be awake. Be as awake as I possibly can in this moment.
Well, and
because it changes.
And to realize too that we're all confused humans. And that's why when we see somebody that we don't agree with the way they're behaving, why we can have compassion for them, because we understand that they're a confused human too. Just like we're confused. Just like I'm confused, you know?
Totally.
We're all confused in a sense until we're enlightened. And
Or
Who's
until
that?
the evolution is over and we go, whoa, look what I became.
Yeah. Look what our culture's become.
Yeah, exactly.
Wow, it's quite different now.
Yeah. Whole new systems, new government, new ways of managing things, new jobs,
new like cultural
ways of
acceptability
education.
and all that.
All that. Yeah.
A new PC. The PC would be to be compassionate.
Oh my gosh.
Wouldn't that be
so
interesting?
Cool.
I noticed you weren't very compassionate in your post.
Maybe you should take a break.
Yeah.
I like that.
Uh-huh.
Yeah. Yeah. So it just kind of goes back to what do you want to attune to? What frequency do you want to emit? What do you want to tap into?
Yeah.
Because the higher frequencies are definitely making some business happen. And the lower frequencies are having a really hard time. And I do have compassion for them.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
It's not even pretend. It's like, ouch.
Yeah.
That's pretty painful existence you got going on there.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Compassion and respect for all, essentially.
Yeah. So, Ahimsa, non-harming of yourself, non-harming of others, and understanding that we are all in this together. And we're all at different levels, and no level is not worthy of your TLC and your compassion,
respect, even amazement.
I think sometimes it's maybe hard to respect when there's like violent things happening.
Yeah,
like it's hard to respect the accoster. Is that the right word? Accoster.
Yeah, but I mean, I can respect violent people as just being confused and I respect them because they're like
that's respect.
God beings like the rest of us.
Okay, that's interesting. I would just call that compassion.
I don't know.
Maybe it's respect.
Yeah, it's whatever. If somebody's like super violent, they've learned that,
right?
You know, and it's like, okay, it's not that I agree with that or promote that in any way, but I respect everybody. Really,
that's cool.
Just because we've all been through it. We've all been through the human like meat grinder in a sense. And I believe we've all had many lifetimes of just like learning and suffering and making mistakes and being terrible people and being great people and being terrible and, just lifetime after lifetime. And we've all done that stuff. So yeah, I can respect somebody even when they're being like really violent and I don't agree with it and I hope they change, and I know if I can send them love, perhaps it'll help evolve their change, perhaps, but hating them certainly won't do anything but just.
Yeah, I feel like for my definitions that what you're saying sounds more like compassion.
Okay, maybe.
But and I respect your definition.
I know we do have to be careful with our words nowadays.
I know,
for sure.
and I guess just on that note, I feel like it's really important when you start arguing about a word that you know the definition that the other person is using, because there's a lot of times, and I've done this with my kids too, where we'll be arguing over a word, and then when we sit down and actually look at it, it's like we've got different definitions of the same word, and then that's why we're not seeing eye to eye, because we're not talking about the same thing. So it's important that when we're debating something with someone that we first clarify the definitions of what it is we're talking about.
Well, it kind of shows how flawed our system of language is. And that's part of the problem. We do have different definitions and we have different meanings and different energy behind different words. And we have a really tough time like communicating fully and completely, through just words. Maybe that's what music is about, and drumming, and that's a way to communicate.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I
Probably
love
more
music.
completely. Yeah.
Yeah, so before we go on to our last song for the week, I wanted to maybe think about, I mean, I guess we are giving a mindfulness tip of finding compassion for people no matter what's going on in their scenario, and instead of judging people, discerning that we're all really going to the same place and we're just at different levels of the journey, and instead of judging them for what we feel they've done wrong, because really that's not where we're supposed to spend our time.
Yeah.
We're supposed to spend our time on ourselves.
Well, let's face it. I mean, my belief is karma is real and people get judged by the universe.
Yep.
Absolutely. Period. So it's not my place.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So I guess how would you advise someone to find compassion / respect for another person, group, or scenario that is really just rubbing them the wrong way?
Right. That's I would suggest just trying to find moments of peace of mind ourselves, because that's the thing, when we have no peace of mind internally, and then our minds are agitated, and then it's really hard to get any kind of good emotion to flow through that agitated mind.
Mm-hmm.
So I would say try and find moments of peace, moments of mindfulness, moments of quiet in our own minds to begin with.
I know as a person that goes into mania, that is a really vague statement.
Well, it's
so can you go
sure. Learn Tai Chi, do yoga, go to the gym, go for a walk. Notice when your mind is ruminating. That's really it. You want to notice. You want to be that mindful witness when your mind is just talking to itself constantly.
Mm-hmm.
And Eckhart Tolle calls that compulsive thinking. Mm-hmm. And he said it's an epidemic in our culture, So just identify whether you're one of those people who have the epidemic or compulsive thinking happening, and try and counter it. Try and be moderate with your Facebook. Take days off of Facebook,
absolutely.
Cut way back on your screen time.
Mm-hmm. Don't look at the news for 2 whole days.
Yeah, right. Don't take the news app off your phone.
Yeah.
You're going to hear about the news, take it off your phone. I mean, so just all these self-compassionate moves, I think, would be the way to find more compassion to others, and then work on forgiveness.
Yeah. I want to share what works for me.
Okay.
So I recently had a little bout of mania, and I feel like it's natural for us to do that and explore and kind of go deep into a dream or an idea. And I don't think there's anything wrong with it, but I agree with you completely that it has to be balanced with stillness. And so I go into this mania, and I'm 2 days in, haven't slept, and I'm just like,
you slept a little bit, though.
Poor Monty. He had to deal with me. Yeah, I took a nap, basically. I took 3 hours of sleep. And I was like, okay, let's do yoga for 30 minutes. And this is before bed. Let's do yoga for 30 minutes. And if I talk, tell me to be quiet. If I stop moving, make a noise or something, because that means I'm thinking again. and I won't look at my phone for the whole 30 minutes. So he set his timer, and he didn't stop me from forgetting to move, but we didn't talk the whole time. We didn't look at our screens, and there was 2 times in this 30 minutes that I forgot what I was doing, and was thinking again. And my mind was going fast again. And then I'd be like, wait, I told myself that I'd move for this whole 30 minutes. So then I would get back to moving and doing yoga and being on my mat and being present in my body. And by the end of the 30 minutes, and granted, I took a big dose of CBD and I took some like tinctures to help sleep and stuff.
Yeah.
But I slept really, really good that night. And the next day, I was still a little in that fast mind.
Yeah.
But I did my meditate. I do my meditation every day, but that doesn't always make me still because it's something I do every day. So it's so routine that I can make myself do it and still think.
Yeah.
So my part of this tip would be that if you're noticing that your mind is just spinning out of control, then you have to command it. Like, I'm taking 15 minutes to walk and not think. I'm going to look at the trees. I'm going to feel my feet on the sidewalk, whatever. I'm going to do 15 minutes of yoga on my mat. I'm going to do 15 minutes of sit-ups, push-ups, and squats, whatever it is.
Garden or something.
Yeah. 15 minutes of gardening without thinking. The whole idea is that you don't let yourself go back into that spinning mind mode.
Yeah.
And you give yourself at least a 15-minute break.
And for sure, pushing back on the screen time. Because when I noticed, when you were going through that manic stage, you'd be like, okay, I'm going to go meditate. And I would go upstairs. You'd be like on your phone, right? You were checking your phone a lot.
I know.
Essentially.
It was really interesting.
Yeah, I was like, whoa. But then that 30 minutes, we knew we weren't going to look at phones.
Yep.
And we knew we were going to do yoga. And we knew we weren't going to talk. And it was really a beautiful thing.
It was nice.
You could just feel the energy like settling. It's just like this, everything is going to be okay. And then.
It was really sweet.
Yeah.
So if you are like me and your brain starts to spin out of control and it feels like there's just no turning back and you don't know, how to get back to any kind of quote unquote normalcy, give yourself a time out.
Yeah.
A time out of thinking. And whatever that means, whatever will work for you, playing music, playing the flute, doing some breath work, some yoga, running, walking, biking, whatever you do has to be present.
Yeah, to the best of your ability.
Yeah, and if you start getting back to that spinning mind again, like when my mind started spinning again and I caught it, I wasn't like, how could you? Oh my gosh, I can't believe I'm doing it. It was just like, oh, nope, not that right now.
Yeah.
So it's just very, again, compassionate. You have to be compassionate. Like, oh, there I went again. Ha, silly me.
And that's the answer to the question you asked me earlier. It's like, how am I compassionate or respect somebody that's really being destructive? And it's like, well, I learn it by being compassionate to myself. And then I have that skill and I can apply that out into the world.
Absolutely.
So.
I agree.
Yeah.
So that's our juice for the week. And so we're going to go into a mantra. And this one's super beautiful. And I have to say, it just started running through my head yesterday all on its own. And I had to think for a while what it was even, because I was just so happy that it was going through my head. And I couldn't remember what it was. And when I realized what it was like, oh, it's such a good mantra for now. And it's the Mricha Munja. I probably just butchered that one. I'm not good with the title. But it's Om Triambakam Yajamahe Sugandim Pushtivardanam Uravarukamiva Bandhanan Mrichor Mukshya Mamritat. And simply put, it means that you're saying a little prayer to the divine gardener, Shiva, who you are growing on his vine, and you're asking him to pick you when you are ripe, to pick you when the sugars are at the perfect point of perfection. And it basically means that you're trusting and you have faith that you will be picked at the right time. So there's no reason to fear. There's no reason to worry or be concerned.
Yeah, it's that faith piece.
Yep.
Piece.
So it's all about trusting, because we are mortal beings and we will be picked from the vine.
Hear, hear.
So trusting that everything that you need to do, everything that you came here to do will be done, and that you don't need to worry or fear. You don't need to waste your time on wondering when it's going to happen.
Yeah.
Because you just trust and have faith that
it's going to be okay
at the right moment, and it's going to be okay. So that's a really great mantra for now, because there's no guarantees for anything. We are mortal, and we might as well enjoy life.
Well, maybe there are some guarantees. I don't know. I mean, Buddha, like in the Lotus Sutra, said that each of us will become enlightened eventually. So maybe that's a guarantee. We all become, it might take somebody 100 lifetimes. It might take somebody 2 lifetimes.
This is why I love him so much. He calls himself a realist, but I call him an optimist.
No, that's real. The Lotus Sutra is real.
I know, I'm
Buddha's
really,
highest teaching
I'm glad
right
that
there.
you reminded me.
Yeah. So we all get there. So in other words, there's nothing really to worry about because we all get there.
Yeah.
And part of the Lotus Sutra also states that if we want to create change, focus on the positive. So
absolutely,
that's
put your juice into the solutions.
and we all become enlightened. Even that person who really upsets you, they're going to be enlightened someday. So just chill out.
They'll be enlightened faster if you don't rebuttal. Because they'll be like, what?
Maybe.
What just happened? I got to think about that. Okay, so peace out, y'all.
It goes from 100 lifetimes to 99 at that point. Till you're enlightened. Or maybe it's this one, everybody. Maybe there's going to be a bunch of people becoming enlightened during the next 30 years.
That would be fun.
I mean, that would be a big change in our culture, wouldn't it?
All right, y'all.
Yeah.
Have a great week.
Yes,
and
indeed.
share this with your friends.
Peace and love.
If you ever want to hear us talk on a theme, you can reach out to us at connect@imi.earth.
We are all in this together.
thank you for your presence. You've been listening to Mindflow Radio. You can support Mindflow Radio on Patreon and get exclusive content access. Big gratitude to Lotus Head for their mindful music, keeping us in the flow. A shout out to our sponsors, Integrated Mindfulness Institute. Online, visit www.imi.earth. For ideas, questions, or comments, contact us by email, connect@imi.earth. Many blessings on our health and peaceful evolution. We are all in this together.